Last time we visited with Pastor Steven Anderson, he was an idiot. Is he still? Let's take a look. And spoilers, nothing has changed. Pastor Steven Anderson, head of the Faithful Word Baptist Church in Tempe, Arizona, is a lunatic. We visited with him once before back in the early days of the channel, where he earned his place in the now largely defunct playlist Shallow End of the Gene Pool. And no surprise, he still belongs there. He's ignorant of pretty much everything and apparently proud of it. So let's see how little Pastor Steven Anderson actually knows about flat earthers, or atheists, or his own religion, or anything else. I'm kind of surprised he manages to string together a coherent sentence most of the time. This guy is a moron.
Now, isn't it interesting that the atheists and the flat earthers have all the exact same points about the Bible?
That's actually not remotely close to being true, because flat earthers are almost without exception Christians who are using the Bible as proof of their crazy beliefs, whereas atheists, almost entirely in response to these Christian flat earthers, are showing that the Bible is laughable as a point of defense. We don't bring up the Bible unless the people we're debating do so first. I don't know what debates you've been looking at, but they're not remotely close to what I've seen.
You see, I've been hearing this garbage that the earth is flat according to the Bible my entire life. I've been hearing this garbage. Oh, the Bible says the earth is on pillars. The Bible says the earth's flat. The Bible says that that the earth has a giant dome called the firmament. Oh, the Bible says this. The Bible says that. But you know who was saying is atheists.
No, actually, it was the Jews, because classical Jewish cosmology is that the earth is flat. Of course, I don't expect Steven Anderson to know anything. He's an idiot who can't attract more than a handful of other idiots to sit in his church in a strip mall. But he hasn't got the slightest idea where the Bible comes from. He believes what he wants to believe, whether it makes any sense at all. That's why he's such an absurd laughingstock.
I've never heard Christians say that until the last 10 years.
Then you haven't been paying any attention, because they've been saying it forever. It's always been based on biblical literalism. In fact, the creator of the Zetetic Society, Samuel Robotham, wrote a leaflet in the late 1800s entitled "The Inconsistency of Modern Astronomy and Its Opposition to the Scriptures." The longest-running president of the International Flat Earth Society, Charles K. Johnson, was also, no surprise, head of the Covenant People's Church in California. If you go to a Flat Earth convention, you will find out that close to 100% of the attendees are Christian. This is absolutely and demonstrably a Christian group, and always has been. Anderson is an ignorant moron.
So for the first 20-some years of my life, the atheists are trying to disprove the Bible by claiming that it teaches the earth is flat, and we're constantly showing, no, the Bible is scientifically correct.
You're just failing miserably, as you do with everything else. Because the Bible absolutely, at least in the Old Testament, but also in a few places in the New, teaches that the earth is flat. And I could pull out a ton of passages to prove it. And this led early church fathers to express support for a flat earth idea, including John Chrysostom, Archbishop of Constantinople, claiming that the earth floats miraculously on the water beneath the firmament. Likewise, Athanasius the Great, Patriarch of Alexandria, said the same thing in his work Against the Heathens. This has been out there for a very, very, very long time.
The Bible matches what we see in reality. Then all of a sudden, 8-9 years ago, this flat earth movement comes out, or maybe even more recently than that. And all of a sudden now, all these Christians, the Bible says it's flat. You know what? It's the same devil that's behind it now as was behind it back then. It's an attempt to discredit the Bible.
Yes, Christians are trying to discredit the Bible. Christians are trying to disagree with all the things that Christianity and before it Judaism have always said. Yeah, that sounds kosher.
It's to keep intelligent people from believing the Bible, because any intelligent person knows that the earth is not flat. So the goal is to fill the church with idiots, and that intelligent people will stay away. Intelligent people need not apply. That's the agenda.
I don't think you have to worry about any intelligent people walking through the doors of your church, Stephen, because no one with an active brain cell would sit there and listen to a complete idiot like you. But you notice that he, like a lot of fundamentalist Christians, sees everything in terms of a conspiracy theory. Everyone's out to get him and his silly, unsupportable beliefs. It certainly isn't our fault that the religious are causing more damage to their own religious credibility than we ever could. But that's exactly what's happening. And while I'm relatively surprised that someone like Anderson wouldn't be embracing the flat earth side, he entirely misunderstands what's going on because he has no grasp on reality. Go figure.
That was the agenda when the atheists are doing it. That's the agenda now with the so-called Christians doing it. And look, I'm not saying that everybody who believes in this isn't saved. I know that there are some good people who get duped into this stuff. God bless them. They just need to get some smarts.
Sure, like you're one to talk. This comes from a guy with no college education whose equally insane wife says on her blog that she rejects all science that can't be squared with biblical teachings. So I don't know. I'm not seeing where Steve-O here has any rational credibility.
But the architects behind this, the people who are really pushing this, and the ones who have engineered this flat earth phenomenon are satanic. They're of the devil. They might even work for the government. It could be some kind of a giant psyop just to discredit the truth movement, to discredit the internet itself, so that they could say, oh, we got to take care of fake news and make sure people can get accurate information they can trust so that we don't have a bunch of flat earthers out there.
Amazing how crazy he sounds when he gets going on his wild conspiracy theories, right? I mean, it's a government attempt to hush up the religious. Yeah, they're all out to get you, Stephen. You and your band of idiots. And probably your little dog Toto, too.
Look, there's an agenda to dumb down education, to dumb down the church house, to dumb down Christianity.
And yes, that's exactly where the video ends. Go check it out for yourself. Apparently, there's a move to dumb down video makers too, because Stephen can't even give himself to the end of his sentence. But hey, what do you expect? There's a reason why this guy wound up in the shallow end of the gene pool last time. Because he's a ranting religious lunatic, leading a group of similarly religious lunatics down the primrose path into the mouth of utter insanity, while pretending that he and only he knows what's really going on. I don't think so, and neither should anyone else. But with all of the controversy and criticism that he receives on a regular basis, he's either not bright enough or sane enough to be able to step back and see just what kind of absurdities come rolling out of his mouth, and that makes him, if nothing else, entertaining, but certainly not intellectually credible. He has no idea on the background or history of his church. He has no clue what's really going on in the world. He's operating on pure ignorance and sound bites that he hears in the media or online, and then he thinks he's got a solid picture of how things actually work. And he's wrong! Very, very, very wrong.